See, last class I had given you an assignment. I had asked you to write a web application. Okay, the assignment was write a web application to collect the values from the user and store it into the database. So I had asked you to write a web application. So that was the assignment I had given to you. So let me give a pictorial view of it, what it is. See, I mean to say, this is a requirement now. I'm giving a pictorial view. So when the user makes the first request, okay, it should display this content telling what? Enter name, enter mail, enter phone, and he is going to submit it. As soon as he submits this, what should you write now in logic? Collect the values from the user and dump it into database. But my requirement, be clear, it is very clear. I want to write a web application, not a standalone application. So if at all you want to write a web application, definitely what will you be doing now? You will be using one server now. This will be your server. Understood? You will be using one server. So you will write your application and put it into the server. So this is my requirement. So for this requirement, you have got plenty of solutions in the market. You can choose any solution. Like example is PHP, Joomla, Python, .NET, so many are there. Okay, but we are zeroing in down to which one? Java. The reason is Java has got very good support. Clear? For what? Writing any applications. So this is the assignment, check this out. Write a web application to collect values from the user and insert into database. This is the requirement. So that is the, in single line again, and I explained you the pictorial view also, what it is. So you have got plenty of solutions, but we are zeroing in down to which one? Java. Reason is, I told you, we have got plenty of libraries. So I got plenty of libraries. Okay, so we are going to use two libraries here now. One will be the Servlet API and the other one will be JDBC. Means we are going to use technologies. We are going to use technologies. The one technology which I will be using is Servlet technology, and the other technology would be JDBC technology. If you use these two technology, your development of the web application becomes easier. That's it. See, a requirement has been given to you. We zeroed down to Java and thought we'll write the code in Java. Reason is because of its powerful libraries. There are many other reasons why you are choosing Java to write the code. Okay, but main reason is library. Okay, and here if you see the Servlet technology, why we are using the Servlet technology? Because this technology, if you use, it helps you to develop your web applications in a faster manner. This is a very powerful technology which helps you to develop the web application in a faster manner. And why will I use JDBC technology? Because I want to do the persistent operations, because I want to interact with the database. So this is my whole requirement. So when this is my whole requirement, obviously I need two technologies. So always, whenever a requirement is given to you, you should not start blindly developing the application. First you have to clearly understand the requirement, understand what the user wants. So we understood the user wants a web application because he wants to access this application from any part of the world or something like that. And once we decided to write a web application, then we came down to Java. Then in Java we decided to use two technologies. So like this we zero down, and finally end up in these things. So I got brilliant solutions. So this is one thing. Next, see here, if you want to use Servlet technology, you know how to use Servlet technology. How to use the Servlet technology? Very simple. If you want to use the Servlet technology, you have to use the Servlet API. Write your code and put it into the server. Which server you have to put now? Any JDBC server. So you have to become precise now. So you'll be using which server now? Any JDBC server you can use, but I'll be using which one? Apache Tomcat. This is the JDBC server I'll be using. So we're becoming precise now. We'll write the code for Servlet and we'll be writing in Java and we'll write it and put it into Apache Tomcat server. All this fine. So this is what I'll be doing, and the thing is here. See, I'm going to get the output for you. Now, getting output is not important. Understand the concepts here. So this example has been designed from concept point of view and not output point of view. So here some concepts what you'll be understanding are, say like when you're writing a web application, you'll be getting two kinds of requirement. One would be static displays and one would be dynamic displays. So when they are plain static displays, we go for HTML. When they are dynamic things, we'll be going for some Java program, because dynamic things cannot be coded with Java, HTML. That is one requirement. Then we are seeing how to navigate from HTML to Java. That is one more concept. Then we are seeing how to integrate Servlet with JDBC. How do you database? How do you write queries? So all this we start thinking now. Understood? And all this we have covered, and we are putting all these concepts into building one application. So everything has been covered for you. We are only trying to build an application out of all the things what we have learnt. And this is the UI. In the UI, what would be having is, see, this is when you make the first request, signup.html would be displaying. The signup.html, here you'll be typing what it will display: enter name, enter password, enter mail, enter phone. So you'll enter all these 4 values. As soon as you submit, you'll collect the input value, store it in DB. Now what are your columns? Name, password, email, phone. So you'll store it into these 4 columns and give back the response by telling what? Thanks for becoming the member. If you successfully inserted, else you'll tell what? Better luck next time. Something like that you can tell. So this is your clear picture of the web application what I've given. I've given a small requirement here and we are going to develop this particular thing. Are you clear with this? Fine. Now that is one part. Coming to other parts here. This is how your folder structure of a web application will be done actually. Means you'll be creating slowly. You know this, actually this is the name of the application. Till now I have covered this and I have told you if you want you can go for HTML folders. Then I told you web-by-enough classes. I told you all this folder structure. But now let me break this folder structure into a clear view. See, generally, see what happens is in your application, this web-by-enough classes lib is highly mandatory. This is very, very strict. This is very, very strict. Which one? This part. Okay, this part, it means you should have web-by-enough only. And you should have classes, you should have lib, and inside the web-by-enough you should have web.xml. This is highly strict. Okay, and this part is called as a private directory. Okay, a private part of the application, and this would be the public directory of your application. This would be the private directory of your application. That would be the public directory of the application. So in public directory, you'll be also having many folders. But here the folder names are not strict. You can have any folder, any name, not a problem. But out of convention, we go with the names like HTML, SQL, images, means JSP, like that. This is out of convention we go. Okay, convention means some standard practices what we follow in the market. You can give any other name. Okay, now the name itself, as soon as I give some good names like this, it is very clear for you. Like HTML folder will contain what? HTML files. SQL file will contain scripts.sql files. Images are going to, folder is going to contain images, and the JSP folder will contain some JSP files. That is the next what we'll be learning. So this is the folder structure. So like this your folder structure will be growing. This part is new to you. This you are very comfortable. This is very, very strict and we have learned this. And what you'll be doing is, as I told you, in HTML folder you'll be keeping all the HTML files, all that. Like example, now see, according to our project now, signup.html will be kept where now? Will be kept in the HTML folder. Now you will be writing on script to create the table and all that. So that means assume that I have written on customer.sql file, I will be keeping it here now. So neatly go on organizing. Then I will be writing on customer Servlet, that I will be keeping where now? Inside classes folder, here I will keep. Okay, you might need some jars, like you want database connection and all that, that I will be keeping here now. Which one? JDBC.jar, Servlet API.jar, like that you will go on adding the jars. So like this, we go on adding all the required things into our application. This is how you store and organize. This part is very strict. This is okay. Are you clear with this? And this is the most important folder structure which is asked in every interview for you. Be careful with this. So one by one I am adding, and one day you will be very comfortable with this. Not to worry at all. So yes, so folder structure also clear. So now yes, we'll think about developing this application. Are you clear with all the requirement? What is the folder structure? What we are going to do? Okay, so we are clear with everything. Only pending thing is now what? Coding. I believe you know how to write this HTML file. I'll just concentrate on how to write the Java file now. Which one? Customer Servlet. Which this I'll be showing you how to write this. First I'll write and show it to you. Then after writing and showing it to you, then I'll be coding it and showing it to you very clearly how these values will be inserted into the database, and you'll be giving this response. Very clear. Shall I clear everything now? Okay, now let me start writing the code for you. Which one? That Java file code, I'll write it for you. Clearly understand, writing code is not important. Again, as I told you, concepts are important. Okay, so let's see how you write the code now. So yes, the name of the class would be what? public class customer servlet, you would have coded like this only, extends what? HTTP servlet, this is okay, and you might be using do post method today. Reason is what? You are sending the password. So in the form action, definitely it would be method is equal to post. So obviously because we are sending password now, we want that value to be carried in the body part. Okay, so I'll be writing public do post HTTP servlet request REQ comma HTTP servlet response RES throws, to exception you have to throw, servlet exception comma IO exception. So 2 exceptions you throw now. Done. This is okay. Now the normal things will continue. Response dot set content type. You'll specify the MIME type as what? Text slash HTML, because that will be the display what you're giving now. And after that you'll write print writer PW is equal to response dot get writer till you have everything perfect. Okay, fine. Next, you need the values. Supposingly in the HTML, for those 4 fields, input fields, I am giving for name, the name of the box I would be giving is NME. For password, I'll give it as PWD. For phone, I'll give it as phone. And for email, I'll give email. So you have to get all the values now. From the use, you have to get it now. So how will you get it? String str NME is equal to request dot get parameter of, you're getting this now, what is this NME? This is the name you are given in the, for the input field in the HTML. Then next, string str pwd is equal to request dot get parameter of pwd. And again string str email is equal to request dot get parameter of email. Then string str phone is equal to request dot get parameter of phone. So you'll get all these values. Fine, that is also okay now. So once you got the values, next what happens? You got the values into your application now. From your application you have to dump it into what now? Database. So dumping into database is very simple now. But when you are using JDBC, you know some things have to be followed. Now coming to JDBC, leave Servlet. Servlet is very simple. It has got the values from the user and given it to you. Servlet part is over. Now we need the JDBC support. So when you want the JDBC support, you know how you have coded JDBC. You'll be using connection, and you would be using prepared statement or statement here. Which one you'll use, we'll see. But now apart from using connection, prepared statement and all that, you should know how to use your resources also. Yes. So supposing I open up connection, I have to close this connection, I have to open up prepared statement, I have to close that also. So all this you should be aware of. So now you will get exceptions when you're writing JDBC code. Again, that you should know how to handle. So keeping all this in mind, now let's see how to write the code of JDBC inside Servlet. Clear? Yes. So now see, if I have to close the resource, which one? Connection, prepared statement and all, I have to use it where? I should declare these variables outside the try block, because I will be using it where now? In finally. Correct? Try, catch, final, that's how I will write the code now. So I cannot write connection con as a local variable of try block. So I will be writing it outside try. So you know that all this I code in JDBC now. Connection con is equal to null. Declare the variables. Then next what? Prepared statement. PST is equal to null. So you declared it. Then next you will say try. You start off writing your code now. Very simple JDBC code now. So class dot for name. Yes. Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot Oracle driver. So when you call this method, you know it is subject to exception. When you call this method, it is subject to exception. So one option is you can write try catch inside do post method, or means if your exceptions occurring inside when you are writing the code, one is you can handle the exception inside your method or throw that exception outside by writing throws. Means you can write public void do post throws what? SQL exception. or class not found exception. For this class not found exception will occur, so you can write throws class not found exception, but we will not do that. This exception will catch it here only. Understood? Throws class not found exception. So anyway, slowly you'll understand how to handle exceptions, but see, learn this. Con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. So use which one now? Try catch block, and you know the URL. I'll be typing the URL now. URL, UID. I'll be giving these values. Don't worry. Clear? I'll be giving this value, means so the value of URL would be what? JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon. That I'll type it and show it to you. And UID would be the schema name. PW would be the schema password. I'll type it and show it to you. So try, then fine. You got the connection. So once you get the connection, next you have to write your query now. I'll continue writing now. So I'll write, this side I'll write PST is equal to con dot prepare statement. Or I need space, I'll write it here only, small. PST is equal to con dot prepare statement. How will you write the query now? Write it in caps, follow all standards, insert into customer, the column names, name, password, email, phone, values. I think I'll write it short because I'm not having space here. Insert into customer, values, what will you write? You have to put the question mark. I mean, you got the idea now? How to write it? 1 second. Let's start it from here. PST dot con dot prepare statement, insert into customer, insert into customer the name of the columns, name, password, email, phone, values, placeholders you can use. So getting the idea now why we use this one, yeah, placeholder and prepared statement. Prepared statement is very useful to insert what? Dynamic values, because it provides you the placeholder mechanism. You can use statement also, that's your wish, but here we find using prepared statement more comfortable. So this is done. Next, you have to fill the values to this placeholder. PST dot set all are string. So 1 comma would be what? The first question mark will fill the name, that would be str name. PST dot set string 2 comma str password. All the variable values you start giving now. PST dot set string 3 comma str email. PST dot set string 4 comma str phone. All the values you are filling into the placeholders now. So once it is done, next you will execute it. See, I will accept the return type here. I need the return type. Why I need the return type, you will understand. Just see how I code now. Int I is equal to PST dot execute update. Execute update. The return type of execute update is what? Int. So I got the return type. It is, if it is successfully inserted, what will happen? The return type will be 1. Understood? Now I'll use that. If I is equal to 1, I'll write my story now. Which one? pw.println HTML. Correct? You know how to write the HTML code. I'll just write it in short. pw.println thank you for becoming member. Hello Mr. You can write thank you for becoming a member. And else, just use else, that's more than sufficient. Else pw.println better luck next time. This is over. So still you are in try block. Yes or no? So what do you have to close now? You have to close catch. Catch both the exception, class not found exception as well as catch SQL exception. I'll code it and show you for you. Don't worry. This is done. After catch, again you have to continue now. I'm moving here. I don't have space. So what I have to write? Finally block also I have to write. For what? Closing the resources. See, I'm closing it. See, this is how you use the finally block. Understand exception is purely related to exception handling now. So you have to close what? First, pst.close means you have to check whether it is not equal to null and then close it, and then you'll write what? Con dot close. So this is how you'll go on closing everything. So are you clear with the code now? See, from here I will move here, then I came down, and after this we wrote all this. Try, catch, finally. Then you close your do post, and this is the perfect code what you have to write now. If you write this, you have got the output. Your web application. So write your file like this, put it into the server. Rest all support, whatever you need, is automatically given to you now by the server itself. Which one? Input, output, networking, all that will happen by default. But we are only writing our business logic now. That's the idea. Why you are using Servlet technology is you don't need whatever infrastructure is support is needed for developing your application. That we are not bothering. We are only just concentrating on our writing our business logic. Right now my business requirement is to collect the input values from the user and store it into database. I'm only focusing on that. Collect values, store it into database. That's it. So this is the idea of coding. Are you clear with this? So understood how to use try, catch, finally, all this. So only thing is what now? I have to put this code into practice and code it and show it to you. So yes, I know if I give you this code, sample code, you can do it. Okay, it's not a big thing for you. But the thing is, when you code now, you actually end up coding all this in one shot and then try to get the output. Okay, that is not the way to code. Okay, so I'll show you how to code, not for output purpose now, but for you to learn coding. How to learn typing, how you get errors. Okay, line by line you have to code, see whether you're getting the output, and then go to next line. Generally, because see, whenever anybody gives you the source code, you have a very bad habit. What is your bad habit? Write all the files, all the lines, code, and then one shot you'll try to execute, you'll not get the output, and then you'll start debugging. That is not the way to code. So slowly you'll start understanding now how to code all this. Are you clear with all this now? Should I clear all this? Okay. Okay, now I'll start showing you how to write this code. Yeah. So for coding now, I'll start using Eclipse only. You know that. Open up Eclipse. Fine. Yes, but first let's create our which one? Table now. Table is mandatory. So first we'll create our table. So for creating the table, we are working with Oracle now. So I'll go to Apex. Carefully notice. Now what is that URL? Localhost 8080:/apex means when you install Oracle now, okay, you'll be getting one Apex application installed. By default it will be installed, and that is running in one server, and the name of that server is I don't know the name of the server, but it is running in the port number 8080. Understood? So Apex is an application which is running in a server, and that server has that port number 8080. That is what you are working till now. HTTP localhost when you type this. So fine. Anyway, the Apex is an application given for you to what? To interact with Oracle database. It is built in given to you, and whenever you install Oracle, you will get it. So that is why the Tomcat port number is also 8080. That is why we end up changing it to 8090. Understand now why we change the port number? Fine. So this is done now. So yes, let's go now. Ravi Oracle. This is the schema I am using. So let's execute our queries now. First I'll show you the tables which are already present in the schema now. See, is there a table by name customer? No. So I'll create it. See this. So first create your table. So how do you create it? Tell the query, create table customer. Done. So name varchar2, size would be 30, comma, password varchar2, again the size is 30, email, and lastly would be phone. To that I'll give the size as 10. So your query is ready now, you just have to execute it. So run your query, table has been created. If you want, you can go and check. Customer table is there with no data, but you got all the columns here, correct? So yes, this is a table now. So we have tried the application to collect values from the UI and insert into that table. That's it. So yes, so I'll create the project. Now you know how to create the web project, right? So see this, how you create the web project now. So new project, dynamic web project. Next, what will you give the project name? 04DB insert app. Any name you want you can give, but I'm giving some meaningful names here so that you'll understand tomorrow what is that application actually doing. DB insert app, then I'll click next. Next, you have to select which one. Generate web.xml deployment descriptor, whatever selected, so that the XML file is generated. Click finish. Now the project will be created for you, the web application. It will ask you, do you want to shift to JDBC perspective? Better stay in what? Java perspective, and click no here. It will be easy. Done? So fine, next. Yes. So you know your folder structure. Okay. Now, see, here you clearly understand. Whatever you want in the public directory, whatever you want in the public directory of the application, all those things you start putting it in web content. Okay, like now I got the SQL file now. So for SQL file should be kept in where now? SQL means I got this. This will become on script file now. Which one? The query what I have written here. So the script I'll keep it in one SQL file now. So that SQL folder now you keep it in web content. Clear? So whatever you want to, whatever folder you want to go to the public directory, better you keep it in web content. So the name of the folder would be what? New folder SQL. So now what you do, here you can say new, one file you create and give the name. What name? Customer.sql and say finish. And the script you copy and paste it here because you might need it always sometime later. So just copy it and paste it here. So this is how you'll organize which one? All your things. Are you clear? Just create table customer, name varchar30. So this query will be kept in the customer.sql file. So this is done now. You can close this. So next, okay. So you have tried what now? HTML file, correct? So let's start writing our HTML file. But before we go to HTML, even we'll see the web.xml. Okay. So I'll go to web.xml. See this. There will be some auto-generated code. All the unwanted things you can delete as it is. And what you do next? Align this properly. Understood? So once you align this properly, next you can start. This is done now. So your SQL file has been copied. This is web.xml done. Yes. Now you can start coding what your HTML file. So your HTML file, where you'll keep now? Again in web content. So again click on web content. Right click. New. What will you do? Folder. HTML. So in this HTML folder, you'll start keeping your HTML file now. So right click on this folder. So whatever, see, understanding whatever you want in public directory, keep it where? web content. Understood? So this is where you'll be keeping it. So in HTML folder, what you do, new, other, HTML file you can select. Next, what is the name of our file? signup.html. You can give any name, that's your wish. signup.html and say finish. So again some auto generated code will be there. These things what you don't want, you can delete it. Now don't start coding blindly. Okay, means yes, first something you see whether you are getting output or not. You just print hello world and check whether your web application is running or not. This is the first step. So see what I will do. Body bg color is equal to, I'll write something like yellow So you first check whether this first page is working or not. Then you continue coding. Done? So you do the check now. So what you do? First check whether it is working or not. So everything is getting done here. So you know how to deploy now. How do you deploy? Right click, run as, run on server. Okay. The server will start. See here. Right click, run as, run on server. Next. Finish. The server will start automatically even if you have not started it. So it is deployed now and it will give this message. So yes, if the browser has opened up, at least check whether your first which one signup.html is working or not. .html. First check perfectly it is working. So you come to one level now. Next you have to start coding your HTML file. That means web application is ready. Okay, you have to continue coding now. So like this you start coding step by step. So fine, here I'll type now. What? Please enter your details. Something like this. You give the message whatever you want. Then next, you want the form now. You can use the form. Yes. Form action would be, I begin it as dot slash something like sign I'll give. Okay, then I'll say method is equal to post. So now what do you understand by this? See, when you click on this page now, it will generate on URL by name sign. If it is sign, it will go and execute on servlet. We'll see that full flow later. Okay, so but the method I'm using is post. Why? Because if I don't use method is equal to post, the default would be method is equal to get, default value. And here you know that we are going to carry some sensitive information, which is that password. I'm having name, password, email and phone. So I don't want my password to be exposed in the URL. So that's the reason I'll be using the post request. Done? So this is how you should start thinking and coding now. So I'll go with post, then find here in the form, what will you need now? You need the table. One second. You put this form outside this here. Okay, please enter and yeah, that's correct. So then now you start typing now. Table. For a better structuring purpose, I'll use the table. And here we'll go with tr. Here we need the column td. Enter your name, you can type. Here I'll type out now. I need the input field. Input type is equal to text. Okay. See, I'll just enlarge this so that you can see it very clearly. Input type is equal to text. Name is equal to name. You can type like this. So like this. Yeah, this is one input field now. So you'll need one more. Which one for? Next one would be password. Input type is equal to what now? Password. Name is equal to pwd. Fine. Next again, enter your email. Input type is equal to text email. Enter your, and I can use something like PHON. You can give any name to that box. Yeah, I'm just giving some meaningful names so that it will be clear later for us, because yeah, this is done. So then next we need one more submit button here. Input type is equal to what now? Submit, and value is equal to click here, something like that, any message you want to give. So finally I think it is ready. You can align it. Clear now? Anything else pending here? So your HTML is ready. So again, let's check whether this HTML is executing or not. Don't continue typing your servlet. Step by step you go. So here you see, I'll go now. Okay, just refresh it automatically. You don't have to redeploy and all that. Just automatically, the server is synchronized with your applications here. Done. So as soon as you deploy it, it is synchronized. Any changes you do in your HTML file, last class I showed you integrating, it will be displaying like this. It is deployed. So it is executing. Okay. So now one more thing about deployment. Coming to deployment, let's see this. We'll go to C drive. See, as soon as you deploy now, when you see, till now you are deployed. You are deploying it in web apps folder till now. But once you integrate Tomcat with Eclipse, your application will not be seeing it in web apps. What is the name of your application now? DB insert app. See this, it is not there now. So your application is right now deployed in what you know. One more folder has got created. Last class I told you, WTP web apps. So in this WT web apps, your application will be there now. Which one? DB insert app. I have deployed now. Now see the folder structure. In DB insert app, what is there? HTML, SQL. It is there outside WebINF now. It is there outside WebINF. Then next, in HTML you got your signup.html now. So everything is correct. SQL you got your customer.sql now. So that is the public directory, and this is the private directory. Everything is perfect. So by the time you put your application into the server, everything will be correct. The Eclipse will do it for you. Understood? So you don't have to worry about all this. So here it looks like this, but finally when your application goes into the server and it is deployed, it is running. And you got your output of first HTML also. There is nothing wrong here. See, just refresh it. It is giving you the correct output. Now let's try to execute the program. We know we have not written the servlet, but see this, what happens. Look at the URL, what happens. Click here. You can see that sign is getting generated. Obviously it is 404 error. Why? Because you have not written the resource. So what you have to do now? Write your resource and do the mapping. So if you do it, automatically your servlet will execute now. That's it. So step by step, like this you code, see output and then move ahead. Clear? So now let's see how to code which one now. This is over now, HTML is over. Okay, it will execute. It's not a problem. So now we have to start coding which one? Servlet. So let's see how to code the servlet now. So for that, see this. I will go to src new, what I'll do? Package com.cluster. I'll create one package, say finish. So once it is done, okay, so here you have to create what? New class. Which class? Customer servlet. Say finish. So it is done now. So what you have to do now? Extends. You know how to write your servlet now. Extends HTTP servlet. And you know you will get this error. How do you resolve this error now? You will get this error. Control space will not work here. So see how I am getting errors and how I go on resolving. Okay. So I am getting error. So control space will not work here. I will not get the. I have added the jar. Okay, it is there, but you have to add the jar. Yes or no? So what you have to do? Go to, you know where your jars are kept now. My jars, select jars, select API dot jar. Collect it, and you can put it into your lib now. So done. So now you can say control space, import it. So add the jar. So now see your web application needs the jar. Understood? but still when you need the jar, you go on supplying it. Means your web application is actually needing which technology? Servlet technology. Your web application actually needs the Servlet technology. I gave the Servlet technology. Or other words, our web application needs the Servlet library. Library, it's on library. We are using the library. Or in other words, what? We are started using the API. They are all same. Technology, library, API, they are all same only. But in one context, they get one definition. Sometimes we say it's an API. I'm using Servlet API to code. Okay. And then we are using Servlet technology. And we are using library. All are same only. So this is done now. So once this is done, next what you have to code now? You have to code which one? Do post. Correct? So you can click do post, control space, press enter. All this auto generated code will come now. So next you make this as what? Public. And this variable you can make it as response. And what things, these unwanted things you can delete it off now. So like this your coding will start now. So here what you do, you type now response dot set content type text slash HTML. Then you can type print writer pw is equal to response dot get writer. Simply print some plain HTML page pw dot println. Okay, once again we will get the values first. pw dot println. Yeah, first we'll do this. You have to get the values now. 1 second. We'll pw dot. First let's see whether the control is coming to a servlet or not. Understood? First we'll see that. pw dot println. Then you'll start writing the logic. You have to always check whether the control is coming to a servlet or not. pw dot println HTML. Then next pw dot println So just let's see whether this is working or not. And for this to work, you know, your Servlet cannot execute without what? Mapping. So you, for the URL you should map now. For which URL you will map? This URL you give now sign. So this you have to map to what? The Servlet. For that you'll go to what now? Web.xml. Go to web.xml now. So in web.xml, so don't type web.xml. Better always advise to what? You got your previous projects now. Go there, copy it and paste it. More recommended. com.cluster dot what? So this is the name of your class. What is the name you want to give? You can give any name, but I'll give it as customer. Okay, now what is the URL? This you copy and paste from where? Here, sign. Okay. So that is sign. But if it is sign, which one should it execute? The Servlet by name? Customer. So this name and this name should be same. So you have done all the mapping. Done? So let's try to execute the program now. So here, just refresh again. Type some values. I'm typing some values. Click. Still 404 error. Means if you observe now, everything I have done correctly. What I have done? Sign this one. So obviously the URL is also getting generated as what? Sign. Now it is going to web.xml. All this is happening. Okay, Servlet is there, everything is fine. But it is not executing means sometimes the server will not take the changes. Sometimes. Generally it keeps updating, it is synchronized. Okay, but sometimes it will not take the changes. So whenever you get doubt like that, what you do? You redeploy it. You redeploy it sometimes. Okay, so how will you do now? You know that. So what you do? Right click, run as, run on server. All these errors you'll get. Slowly you'll understand how to write the application. Understood? So don't give up. Say finish. It will ask you, do you want me to restart? Okay, yes. So generally one hint I'll give you. Many times when you change the XML file and all, you'll get that problem. So when you change XML file and all that, better you redeploy it. Understood? So like that you'll understand it. Slowly you'll understand it. Otherwise it will be taking the changes. HTML / now what is it? Sign up dot HTML. Correct? So now see, I'll enter the values. Something you can type and say enter, but control is going to select now. So control has reached Servlet. Now we are write logic. That will write. It's not a problem now. So this flow you should understand how things are happening, and then you should start coding. Simply don't type all the files and try to execute. That time if you don't get the output, what will you do now? Where you will go and debug? So you will not be able to trace only. So step by step, go on coding like this. So I'm actually showing you not output. Again I'm telling you, I'm showing you how to code the programs now. So yes, let's come back to our Servlet now. Yes. So now we need the values. What values the user is giving, those values you need now in your program. Yes or no? So how will you get those values? Simple, one line. You're not writing anything big. String str name is equal to request dot get parameter means over. You'll get the value. Okay. But this you know it is NME, but don't take risk now, because there are many input fields like this which will be entering. Okay, so better what you do, copy it, make it a practice so that errors will be reduced. Okay, always do like this. Then next what you can do is you type other things. Yes, the other one would be what? PWD. Request or get parameter of PWD. The next would be email. The last one would be phone. Done. So these variable names you can change. String PWD. Some good variable names. So don't use S1, S2, S3. Later on you will only not understand what is S1, what is S2. Clear? Done. So that's it. One line you write, you are getting it's a web application. Imagine what value the user is giving. It's already into your program, and you know how these values are coming. Last class I gave the clear flow. What is the flow? When the user clicks enter, all these values will be coming in HTTP request body and handing it over to the server. So in your server, two objects will be created, request response objects. At flow I'll tell you, I'm getting the value from the request object now. Request dot get parameter. So this is done. But let's confirm whether we are getting the values or not. So see, that's when you get doubt anywhere, start using SOPs. System.out.println you start using now. So how will you use? See this, sysout system.out.println of, you can type now something like this. You give some star, else you will not understand the output, what is happening. So, it will be printing the server console now, it will be more clear, that's the reason. Name is plus str name. Fine. So then next you start printing all the other values also. Check whether they are coming or not. Password. This one is email. This one would be phone. Done. So let's check whether now the values are entering into your application. So let's go to the browser now, refresh it. Okay, so now let's type. I'll type my name now, Ravi. Okay, something like password I give Amog. Then email Ravi @cluster India.com. My phone number 1111. Let's see. I press enter. So see here, there are two tabs. You should know how to handle these two tabs. One is the console, one is the server. Server will be showing you this. Go to console here, and you can see here all your values are getting printed. So you should know how to handle those two tabs. Consistently you'll be shifting between those two. SOP always will print to what? Server console. Clear? So like this you will start following the flow now. So you got the values. So when you got the values, now what you have to do is very simple. what you have to do? Servlet support is over now. Servlet support, what did it do? Just 4 lines. Write this much, request.get parameter, you got your values. Now we need JDBC support. That's what I keep telling you. One technology will not give 100% solution. Servlet is helping you to only write what? It gives only the web support. But for doing persistent operations, I need one more technology support, and that I would be using is JDBC. So now let's start using JDBC because I want to connect to database and do some persistent operations. Are you clear? Fine. Now start seeing the code, how we write. So yes, we can comment this or let this remain. Let this remain. So now say, we have to write the code now. Class dot what? Okay, one second. Yeah, font name. Yeah. So you have to write, which class you have to write now? Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot Oracle OS caps. Yes, you are getting an error. Why? Because it throws an exception, and that exception is a checked exception. So and compulsory I got 2 options now. One, you can write here what? Throws SQL exception, or you can write here try catch. I'll go with try catch. I'll handle the exception inside the do post method. So how do you do it? Right click, quick fix, surround with try catch. That is done now. So you put this also in the try block now. Clear? Because what will happen? If an exception occurs, that will go on to print, it will be caught and it goes on to print. So you should know how to write your try catch blocks now. Clear? So what I'll do, I put it into the try block. Done? Yes, sir. And one more thing, see this. To check whether this you are getting, that output you are getting or not, see this. I'll print on message something like driver is loaded. Check whether the driver is loaded first. Yes or no? Only if your driver class is available, then you'll get the connection. So let's see this. So yes, we'll go to this one now. Make the request. Yes, the server console you can see. Right now I'm giving some values now. See, nothing is there in the server console. I'll give the values. Clearly see this. I'll give the values again. Something like, I'll give different values. When some values like this you type. Phone number 222. Let's enter. Now see what has happened. You are getting the values into the servlet. Till here it is executing. You should know the flow now, how the flow is going. See, the control has come till here. All this got executed. Done. But here, this was trying to get executed. It was unable to execute. So driver is loaded, is not getting executed. All the statements are skipped. Instead what happened? Catch. It is caught. And it's printing the trace. Understood? So it's printing that trace. The same thing what you are seeing here. See here. You can see it in the console. And what is the exception you are getting? Yes, class not found exception. You know how to resolve it in JDBC. I covered this. You have to add the jar. So your application, now your web application which you are coding needs what now? JDBC support now. And if you want JDBC support, you have to add the jar. So which jar you will add? Since you are working with Oracle database, you have to add Oracle jar. That is OJDBC 14.jar. Clear? MySQL means you will add MySQL jar. And this is supplied by whom now? Database vendor. Like this, one by one, you will start adding jars into your applications. One by one you will add. Like that, many jars you will add later. Slowly I am covering how you add the jars into your application, why you add it, what are the reasons. Slowly I am pitching in. Done? So understand concepts. Okay. So now what happens? You can go again to what? You know where your jars are kept. Where is that Oracle jar? We have kept it in C drive. Yes, we have kept it here now. C drive, my jars, Oracle jars. We are maintaining it in one place like this. So copy it and you can again putting it into what? Lib only you put. See this? Fine, you are putting it. So next what you have to do? Let's again execute the program and check whether it is executing or not. I just added a jar. Fine. So it is deployed now anyway, don't worry. So just refresh. Okay. So then again you can type something A, B, C, something like that. You type. I'll type some values and I'll say submit. Hello, welcome is printing now. Now I am not getting that exception. Let's go to the console and see what has happened. Name is ABC. Whatever I typed, it's printing. Driver is loaded, also is printing. So this is how you should trace how the control is moving in your servlet, because this is completely server-side program. Understood? So you have to make the request, check whether it's working. Make the request, check whether it's working. So this is how you have to go on coding now. So fine, next customer servlet. We'll come back now. Yes. Till here working. Next what we need? Connection. So yes. See now, we are going to get the connection, but connection has to be closed. So if I declare it as a local variable in try block, I cannot use it in other places like finally and all that. So that's the reason what I'll do. I'll go and declare it outside the try block. Declare the variable connection com is equal to null. So you should now have to declare your variables. So then next what I'll do, con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. Yes, you have to give the values now. What is the value you give? So here you give JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon @ localhost colon 152 on the port number colon the instance name schema XC. Then next what? The schema name. The schema name is Ravi Oracle. We have created password also for that is Ravi Oracle. Done. Fine. Code is correct, but still some error means definitely check the exception. Quick fix. I don't want try catch. I want surround with catch clause. So fine, SQL exception. So like this, you start writing all the code now. Done. But again check whether you got the connection or not now. Done. So like this, step by step, see the control has to move. Understood? The control has to move. When you submit now, this code should execute. When you submit now, this code should execute. Like this, you go on coding. So again, what do? Refresh, make the request. Okay, I'll enter this time Ravi. Okay, some values, password, amok, some value give. Okay, Ravi @ cluster, something like this you give. .com, something like 444, submit. Yes, hello, welcome still. And now you can see we got the database connection. So first get the connection, then you can execute your query now. Without getting the connection only, how can you execute your database queries? So check line by line, continue coding. So this is how you code. Next, what will you do? Once you got the connection, now your task is easy. What is your task? You can use statement or prepared statement to execute your query, but we have decided to use prepared statement because inserting dynamic values with prepared statement is much easy. So yes, again prepared statement is also on resource which has to be closed. So I'll declare it outside the try block. Prepared statement PST is equal to null. PST is equal to con dot prepare statement. You have to write your query now. What is your query now? Tell now. Insert into tell now customer. Check whether I am typing correctly. Customer. What are the column names? Name, comma, password, comma, email, comma, phone, and type it in caps only. Values. Question mark, comma, question mark, comma, question mark, comma, question mark. Yeah, after phone. Yeah, here close the bracket. Here remove it now. Query is correct. Insert into customer. So this is done now. Clear? Clear? Yes, sir. Now you can fill the values. PST dot set. Okay, string 1. In the first index I want which one to be there? Name. So let it be there. Yes, in the second one what you want? str pwd. In the third one what you want? str email. In the fourth placeholder we want str phone. That's it. So yes, you have filled the values into the placeholder. Only you have to execute now. I'll fill it, execute now. Here int I is equal to, it's better I use execute update here because I need the return type. I'll use the return type. See, this is how I use the return type now. Understood? So now I'll write if I is equal to 1. If it is successfully inserted, the value of I will be what? 1. Done? So if I is equal to 1, what will I write now? It's all about HTML coding. If I is equal to 1, hello Mr. strnme plus thank you for becoming a member. Done now? So if it is not correct, if it has not executed, what you have to do? Else part. Body BG color is equal to red. I'll tell better luck next time. Done. So this is what? But your return try catch. All this is okay. Still our resources are pending now. They are open. You have to close it. So all your resources you should close now. See, this is where it becomes very crucial. Follow this example properly. Finally, yes, you have to close which resource first? Prepared statement. See this. If this is how you close, you have to check whether it is not equal to null always. If PST is not equal to null, what you will do? PST dot close. Next, same way. Which one? Again, it is subject to exception. So I will write it here only. Try. We'll go with specific exception, SQL. Done. So if PST is not equal to done, then next which one? Again you have to, so you learn how you write all this. If con is not equal to null, con dot close. See? So all your things are being done now. So every resource should be handled like this. Just look at your code finally now. Hardly few lines are there. Okay, if you want you can, yeah, this is all you can see this, how we have done it. Try. In try block we have written all our code. If an exception occurs, it will go to catch. Understood? And finally, block also is there to close the resources. Perfect. Done. So now let's see. So let's go to our Apex application and first check, is there any data here? Now our code will execute. Everything is almost perfect. Okay. So now what you do? You can execute now. So I'll refresh. Yes, we'll start giving the values now. Ravi, Amog, Ravi at the rate of clusterindia.com, and your phone number will be 1111, something like this I'm giving. So I'm clicking here, the values have been inserted into the database, I got back the response. Here step by step you code like this, and you can go and check if you want in the database. This time it's inserted. Refresh, data, I got it, values. Done. So this is how you have to code. Understood? Coding, you understand how you code. So fine, one more user, like, okay, let me open it up outside now. So now other users will start logging in. If once your application is hosted, they'll start logging in now. Okay, see this, like this they'll start logging in. Vinay, okay, win, something he'll give the password, then Vinay at the rate of clusterindia.com, then phone number is 2222, click here, he's also becoming a member. Go and check, all these values are getting stored in database. Refresh. Okay, more values you want. Another user, think another user. Okay, always think like another user is coming in now. So like this, they start becoming members to your application now. So like example, Rajesh, Raj, email, Raj at the rate of clusterindia.com. Done. Phone number is 3333. Fine. Click. He has also become a member. Like this. All will go on. Again, one more user. Ramesh. Ram. Password. Ram at the rate of clusterindia.com. And then next what? Phone number 4444. Fine. See, all of them are becoming member. Data. See this. Perfect now. So this is how you have to understand and write. But imagine you wrote a web application. Understood? But in such a simple manner, just 2 files you wrote and almost all your web application itself is ready. This is the support we get from Java people. Excellent support you get here. I told you, you got plenty of solutions for writing web application. But Java is found to be the easiest and the best. So still I'll justify why Java is the best among all the solutions we find, PHP, .NET and all that. Right now you are learning how to use Java. Once you know about Java, then I'll justify very clearly why Java becomes the supreme programming language in writing web applications. A very powerful programming language I'll justify it. But learn coding. Parallelly you'll be learning all that. Clear this? Fine. So like this, you go on writing your code. It is done now. So now what we'll do is, I'll go with another application. Okay, same, I'll just give you an idea now. We'll go with another application. No. Okay, now I'll go with another application. See, we right now learned how to store these values into the database. Okay, now I'll write one more application where we'll collect the name and password. We'll collect the name and password and let that verify with the database. Now you got Ravi, Rajesh and all, so many users are there. Let us connect to database, verify this, and then let us give back the response telling what? Welcome or not welcome. We have done this project earlier, but we have done it with hard coding. But now we'll do it with what? Connecting to database. So I'll do one more project itself. Understood? So here, see, this would be the concept. What would be the concept now? See, this is the concept now. One more application we'll write. So when you submit, it should enter what? Enter name. So all this you should think as assignments. In fact, you are the person when you go to company, you have to write this kind of applications in company. There I will not be there to help you, typing like this and teaching you. So you have to learn all this. Yeah? So that's why I practice this. Even when you go to some interviews, Definitely they'll go on computer and ask you to write all this code. So that's how interviews are conducted today. On system they'll give. So don't see output and think, oh, you understood the concept. You have to mandatorily code here. Enter name, enter password. So you are going to enter this. Understand the requirement first. And you're going to say login. And when you click this, again it should tell what now? Welcome or not welcome. Two messages it should give. Either one of them. Welcome or not welcome. But this time, again see, understand the concept. I want a plain display now. Better I'll go for what? HTML file. So this will be an HTML file now. Like example, login.html. Some file name you can give. Done. So then next, see this. There I need static display. I'll go with that. Once he enters the name and password, I have to connect to database and verify now. So here I need what? Java file. So this time I'll be going with on Java file means it will be login servlet. Done. So what is the logic you have to write here? Very simple. Collect input values. First understand concepts. Then verify username and password in database. Then display success or failure message. This is what you have to code. Very simple. Concept you understand, or a requirement you clearly understand. Once you understand the requirement, coding is very easy. So until and unless you don't understand the requirement, there is no point in coding. The requirement is very clear. Write a web application again. So once you want to write a web application, again you know plenty of solutions are there. But again, if you think about Java, we'll be using Servlet technology now, JDBC technology, correct? So whenever you want a web application, you start thinking about Servlet like this. Yeah? Okay. Yes, but one hint I give, it means one more thing I'll tell you. If you want to develop a standalone application, which technology you'll use? In Java, Swing. That's all the difference. So what type of an application you want to develop, those technologies you'll start choosing. Simply you cannot tell I'll learn all the technologies and I'll become intelligent. You will become a specialist in one particular type of application, either standalone applications, web-based applications or distributed applications. Web-based and distributed come under one category. Standalone is another category. So we are trying to learn the libraries of which one? Web-based application and distributed application. Understood? So we application developers, means web application developers, do not feel the necessity of what? Swing and all that. Very simple. Because we are into enterprise application development. Done? So you got the requirement. So this will connect now. So yes, it is going to verify in which database now? Same customer we created now. So it will verify with this. Are you clear with the concept? So you have to code now. Okay. So I'll write the code and show it to you. HTML file you know how to write. Okay, but I'll write this code and show it to you, and then we'll see the concepts, how you go on coding now, how you handle the resources, all this is very important now. So let's see it, how you do it now. And this code can be written in plenty of ways. I am just taking one approach. Yeah, means after writing this code, don't think, oh, I could have written it in that way, this way. Plenty of ways are there to write logic. So any logic you want, you can write it. That is also good only. It's not a problem. Are you clear with this? Should I clear this now? So what is the assignment? Write a web application to verify username, password in database. That is the assignment. Yes. So I will straight away move to the Java file now. Clearly understand the concept, how I am writing the logic. Means I am just justifying my logic. If you want, you can write your own logic and get the output. But I will write some logic and try to explain you what logic I have written. That's it. Yes, you know our table now. What is our table? Name, password, email and phone. This is our table now. And it is in the database. This is the database. So what are the records you are having now? One would be Ravi, password is Amog, email is there, Ravi @ of something left, cluster India, so some phone number, Vinay, win @ of something, 2222, Ramesh, Ram at the rate of something. Rajesh, Raj at the rate of something, 444. These are the values which are already there in the database. We have to verify. Done? So start seeing how you write the logic now. So public class login servlet extends which one now? Same story. Whenever you want to write a servlet, it's going to be a common story. Done? So then next, public void do post http servlet request req comma http servlet response res throws servlet exception IO exception. Now I write it in short. Done? Yes. So those two things will remain common now. Response dot set content type text slash HTML, then would be print writer PW is equal to response dot get writer. Some things I started writing in shortcut, notice. Don't go and type like this only. Yeah. So fine, next step. And this is done. Yes, we need to write the logic, means we need values. First we need values now. Think like that, you write. So when you need the values, get the value. But in 2 lines you will get the value. See there? String strname is equal to request dot get parameter of name. String str pwd is equal to request dot get parameter of pwd. Simple, you got the values, over. Next, what you have to do? Connect to database. Verify with the database. That's all. So now I need to working with database means obviously you need what? JDBC technology. So start using. So this time I need 3 resources. One is connection, statement, and result set. 3 I need: connection, statement, and result set. So declare all these 3 variables outside what? Try block only. Yes or no? Because all the 3 resources you have to open and close now. Yes, mandatory now. So you declare connection con is equal to null. Statement, you can use either statement or prepared statement like this. Understand again concept, when to use prepared statement, when to use statement, understand. Result set rs is equal to null. So after declaring the variables, next what will you do? Start writing the code. Try class dot for name. Which one will type? Oracle driver. I am writing it in short now. You load your Oracle driver. Yes or not? So then you'll say con is equal to driver manager dot get connection URL UID PWD. Done. Then next what? Con dot create statement. Fine. Result set is equal to, say this, st dot execute query. So I have got my logic to write here, so I'll go with my logic now. Select, I'll select 2 columns. Select name, comma, password from customer. This is the logic. Carefully understand. I am selecting only 2 columns now. In the database there are 4 columns. So when my application gets connected and retrieves, it will be having how many values? All the values. So I'll write diagrammatically and show you here. Assuming that this is the UI, enter name, enter password is there. Assuming that the Ramesh is entering the value and is typing the password. So these values we have got here now. str, name, correct? str, pwd. You know how you got the values. This is your login servlet. This will be your login servlet. Think this is a diagrammatical representation. So it is connecting to server. So application is getting connected to what? Database. Retrieves the value. These values were in secondary memory. Now they are coming into what? Primary memory. But how many values I am getting? Only 2 columns. Please understand that. Name, password. So what are the names I will be having? Ravi, Vinay, Ramesh, Rajesh, Amog. Password for Ravi is Amog. Vinay, Vin. Ramesh, Ram, Rajesh, Raj. So when you execute this query, this is your result set. Yes or no? You got the result set now. Okay. So strname is equal to your return request dot get parameter of nme request dot. This is your program action. Means what code I am writing, that is this code, and this is how it will be. Like this is your servlet. This is your login servlet, which is running where? In the server. So values from the secondary memory have been retrieved into primary memory. Now, why do you retrieve from into primary? For processing. Secondary memory is only storage and it is permanent, but primary memory is volatile, but it is very essential for what? Processing. Okay, this diagram I used to draw long back when I was teaching you Java. So that is the same diagram which is coming out now. So you have got all the values. See, where are they? What user gave, it is here in the variable, and what is coming from the database is there in the results set. Now we are going to write the logic now. See how I write? Once I get the value, see this. If, okay, now see, I have to check these two values with what? All these values in the result set now. End of the day I should check what? My name and password with all the values in the result set. Nothing more here. So how to write it? See this. I will put the while loop because there are many records where in the result set. So I will declare one variable here. Boolean b is equal to false. Boolean b is equal to false. I will declare one variable. See this, what I will do now. While rs.next, okay, I will be using that variable. While rs.next, what I will do, strnme dot equals of equals or equals ignore case. I don't have space, I am writing equals of rs dot get string of name and strpwd dot equals of, or I'll write it next line, and strpwd dot equals of rs dot get string of password. If it is equal, what will I do? B is equal to true. Understand the logic. Break. Carefully understand the logic. What is my logic? You understand. Okay. See, I've got it. So now I check how this works is while rs.next. You got these two values from the user. This result set you got. So what I'm trying to do now is first I'll set the loop on the result set. rs.next from the 0th position it moves to what? First one, so it will move. While rs.next, if the row is there, it moves. There I'll check strnme dot equals ignore case of what? Name, means it is checking with the name, it is checking with the first column. Then what will happen? And strpw dot equals ignore case of password, it will check with the second column. Is it same? The user is entering what there? Ramesh and Ram. So it is not same. So what will happen? Nothing will happen. So iteration continues. If they are same, I am telling what? Sorry. If I have to put on, I have to break the loop. While it is iterating, if they are same, b is equal to true, break. Clear now? Is this correct? So otherwise what happens? rs dot next means again it will go to next one now. Again it will check now. str name is what? Ramesh dot equals, once again I will repeat it, see this, just 1 second. Is that logic correct now? You can write logic in many ways. I'm just trying out this logic. Fine. I'll repeat it again. See, you got the result set and you got the name from the users. Which one? Whatever the user has typed. He has typed in what value? Ramesh and Ram. We are checking this now. So yes, if str name, what is the actual value of str name? Ramesh. Okay. Dot equals ignore case of rs dot get string of name means when you said rs dot next, the cursor from the 0th row has moved to the first row. So it's checking. Ramesh is equal. Ramesh is equal with Ravi. No, if it is equal only, then it will continue, no? I have written the condition as AND. If it is equal, then it will continue, no? So what will happen? Again it will iterate now. It is not equal. So while rs dot next, it will go to the next row. So again, str name is Ramesh. Dot equals ignore case of what? Vinay. Is Ramesh equal to Vinay? So like this, you are checking the value in the result set. One by one you'll check. Still it is not equal. Iterates. Again, which one? Ramesh dot equals of what? Ramesh, true. Then it is checking what? str password dot equals of password. Yes, it is Ram. Correct. Both are correct. It will not continue now. The iteration skips. B is equal to true. You are changing the value of B. And then you are saying break the loop. Break the loop. So it will not continue now to the next one. So these are logics which you have to understand. I am just explaining you. Don't think this as what? This is your assignment. You can write your logic in more. Don't think this as part of course now. This is only an assignment I give to you and explaining this concept. So follow this. So are you clear with this concept now? So once it is done, what will happen? If it is equal to Ramesh and Ram, you are saying B is equal to break. B is equal to true, break. Now you have to write. Next you have to continue. I don't have space here. See, if B, what do you do? pw dot println of welcome. You have to write. Else what you have to do? So you have to continue writing your Java code. If B means if true, pw dot println of HTML code you have to write. Hello Mr. Welcome. Else you have to write what? pw dot println of not welcome. Like this you have to go on writing. Done. Then this is try. Then you have to do what? Catch. So all this code what you are writing is in what? Try block. All this code what you are writing is in try block. Understand how am I using try, how am I using while, how am I using if. And after that what I am doing, shall I clear this diagram now? You got this idea? So I will write it here only. So see this. How you write the code next. So once this is done, next see. Then you start writing if B pw dot println of HTML code, start writing now. Hello Mr. Let's str name you are welcome. You can print that. Else means if true, print it. Else what will you do? Not welcome. That's it. He is not there in the database. Understood? So this is over. So then try is over now. Catch. You have to catch both the exceptions. Which one? Class not found, SQL exception. Then next you have to close what? Finally you have to close what? rs dot close, st dot close, then connection dot close. All these resources you have to close. Yes or no? So in do post we have written all this code. Class dot for name, while loop and all that. So clear? So this is your HTML code now. Means generally why I am explaining this very clearly by writing is most of you will write all the logics in the iteration of what? While loop. That's the reason I'm explaining it to you. Or you understand how you write the logic. Clear? So this is the code. I'll be giving the sample code also. You can refer to that. This is my way of writing logic. If you have any style of your own writing, write it. Okay, this is the assignment actually given to you. Done? Sorry, clear this? So now this I will not code and show now. This I got ready made. So I'll just execute the program and show it to you. Done? So you can try typing this code now. Should I clear now everything? See this code is ready made. We are going to the fifth project now, DB check app. Done. So I have already coded this, and you can see this is the HTML folder where you are typing what? Enter name and enter password. Done. So this is login, and see clicks. What happens? It will come to web.xml. Web.xml will come to what? You know, mapping all this flow. Now it will come to login servlet, and this is the code of what? Login servlet. See this code. Hardly there is anything. Request.get parameter, you got it. That's it. This much you are writing what? See this code. Request.get parameter leave man. This is very simple for you now. I have declared the variables. After declaring the variables, because I have to use them in finally block. So I declared it. Now try. Contains this code. Done. Then try contains this code. Then if true it will print, else it will print say not welcome, and catch finally. That's it. So simple coding. Done. So this I have to execute and show for you. See, this I have done it as a separate project. Understood? See, yeah, let's get the output first. So now to deploy now, just say what? Right click, run as, run on server, next, finish, first time and last, restart, find the name of the HTML is what now? Login.html, type HTML/login.html. Enter your name and password. I'll enter what value? Ramesh na? Ramesh and Ram. So it says welcome. But if he gives the wrong password, is invalid user. Same logic what I explained to you now. Done? If you have better logic, write it. No harm. Then Ravi. We'll go with what? Amog. Welcome. Ravi with any other password, simply type not valid. Simple. Done? So this is how you start developing your web applications. Done? Just I gave an introduction to these two examples, how you build it. Clear this? Yeah. See, here I have coded separate application. Later on I will make all this into one single application. There I will be teaching you about all this. So first code it separately. Think that that's a separate module, this is a separate module. Like that you think. Later on we will bring all this into a single application. Because in single application only you will be having what? Storing the values, verifying username, password and all that. You will be writing it in a single application. We will be doing that very shortly. So now what has happened is you got the idea, like what are web applications, okay, how you write it, you got the output also, you would have also coded, because in the last class I had given the assignment, you would have coded this, everything looks perfect, and now when I got this output also you are having, feeling comfortable, everything is okay here. Yes, whatever output